Welcome parents to the HCSS East Parent Webinar. My name is Robin Nelson and I am the Director of HCSS East. I would like to introduce my administration team, Mr. Borelli, Dean of School Culture, and Mr. DeRay, Dean of Student Services. We are very excited to show you our plans for at least the first quarter of the 2021 school year. Last Monday, Mr. Topchulo went over the reopening plans, which consist of our hybrid program being postponed till Q2. In these plans, all students will be remote students for at least the first quarter. We will have some students in the building. These are our vulnerable students. Students on this list have already been notified and called and emailed. If you have any questions about this, please contact the school. This webinar will cover 3 main topics, including a typical day of remote education, information for students coming to the building, and important policies parents need to know for their students to be successful. A typical school day of remote education starts at 8 a.m. This is when students need to be in their first class. Each day, they will have 4 blocks or 4 classes. During each block, there will be a 5-minute break at the end. During the 3rd block, there will be a lunch time for each grade. Classes end at 1:48. But for all students, the day actually starts before school with an early morning wake-up time, getting dressed in school-appropriate clothing, and eating breakfast. By 8 a.m., all students will need to log into Canvas, click on their first block class, and click on the Zoom link for that class. If you have not already received your Canvas welcome email, you should receive it by the end of the day tomorrow, Friday. There's a training we want each of our students to take before starting school. HCSS has provided its teachers with a professional Zoom link that is secure, and only HCSS students with verifiable HCSS email addresses and passwords are able to enter the class. Each student will receive their schedule by this Tuesday. They will follow their schedule. Each teacher has a separate Zoom link, and so just like changing classes, students will need to change Zoom links for each class. To both attend class and to participate in class, students need to have their cameras on. Teachers will be asking questions and will expect students to answer. We want to see our students' faces. If we cannot see their faces, then we do not know if they are actively participating. For each block, there will be a break, and lunch will be as follows. We will be following our normal lunch schedule so that when we get back into our building, we'll be able to use the schedule. Just like during normal operations and during our remote education, we will have all the services we normally provide, such as tutoring, counseling, special education services, ELL services. We will also have an advisory program for students who are struggling in clubs. Clubs start around 4 weeks after school starts. Currently, we have an MIAA athletic survey out for our 7th through 12th grade parents and all students. Please fill out the survey if you are interested in fall sports. Though we do not have many students coming to the building, there will be some. A typical day of remote learning in the building looks very similar to remote learning schedule. Arrival will be between 7:40 and 8 a.m. Each block, there will be a mass break at the end of the block. We will try to go outside for that break. Students will be organized in a mixed grade study hall style. They will be taking classes using their computer, but will have the additional support of teachers and teacher assistants. Students will sit 6 feet apart. There will be no lockers and all materials will stay in the classroom. Gym will be in a separate room, but students will not be permitted to change clothes. Some students will be taking the bus. Bus drivers are trained to observe student health. If your child is sick, do not send them to school. If a child becomes sick during the day, they will not be permitted to ride the bus home. On the bus, students will face forward, social distance, wear masks. The windows will be open for optimal airflow. There will be one person per bench, alternating sides. Our arrival procedures truly start at home with parents checking for symptoms. We'll be mailing out a symptom sheet to help parents. We want all students riding the bus to wash their hands and have their masks before coming to school. Once arriving at school, bus students will use the main bus entrance, and drop-off students will be dropped off at the drop-off entrance on the gym side of the building. Students will sanitize their hands, pick up a grab-and-go breakfast, and go directly to their classroom to eat. After eating, they will wipe their desks and put on their masks and start class. Dismissal will be one bus at a time, and pickup students will be dismissed as a group. Before entering or leaving the building, students will sanitize their hands and continually wear masks. Students in the building will have all their belongings in the classroom. This means they will also have their personal electronics. HCSS will not tolerate students taking out their personal electronics during school time. We provide one warning before we take the device. To prepare for this school year, HCSS administration has focused on school safety. We have created procedures and policies to help our students and staff stay safe. At HCSS, every person is required to practice social distancing. When on our school grounds, we want everyone to stay 6 feet apart. Everyone is required to wear masks. Face shields are permitted, but do not take the place of a mask. Again, we are asking parents to check for symptoms each morning, and all adults who enter HCSS are also required to fill out a symptom screening survey. We have added additional hand sanitizing stations throughout the building, including every classroom, every entrance and exit, cafeteria, bathrooms, and high traffic areas. We've also put up signs throughout the school promoting everyday protective measures. We have limited the number of students in the restrooms with regular cleanings and created a medical waiting room separate from the nurse's office. We have done these things and more to keep everyone safe and healthy. HCSS is a highly effective school with a 100% graduation rate and college acceptance rate. We want to keep this amazing student achievement. Our policies promote this success. Attendance truly does matter. The Department of Education in Massachusetts has given each school specific attendance guidelines. Students must be present for at least 2 full blocks each day to be counted as present for the day. This year, we will have the following attendance designations. We will be keeping our parents informed when a student does not attend at least 2 full blocks per day with a phone call and/or email. Students who are more than 5 minutes late for a block will be considered tardy. If your student is unable to attend classes, please call the main office, just as you would if you had an appointment or were sick for the day. And this goes for all students, including students at home. HCSS has a very specific promotion policy. Students who have more than 10 unexcused absences are not promoted to the next grade and must repeat the grade. Middle school students must pass all 4 core subjects: English, math, science, and social studies. High school students, promotion is credit-based. Without enough credits, a student will not graduate on time. Passing a course means earning 65% or higher. Here is our grading scale. For high school, you will also see a GPA scale. Homework this year has been reduced to take into account the amount of time students will be on the computer screen. There will be 1 homework per week per core course and no homework for electives. The type and length of the work will depend on the course and the grade level. AP courses are college level courses, and therefore there will be no reduction in homework. HCSS is a dress code school. Remote students at home must wear school appropriate clothes. but do not need to wear the school uniform. Students coming to the building do need to wear the school uniform. HCSS has high expectations for our students, and we do not expect our students to misbehave. If they do, we will be notifying parents. Chromebooks are going to be the most important tool for the 2020-21 school year. If you buy one thing this year, please buy the insurance. Each year we have families who have not bought the insurance, who have to pay us over $100, sometimes $200, because their child did not take care of a borrowed device. The insurance is $35, and I promise you it is worth it. Use the Chromebooks for school. Do not use them for play. They are only for school purposes. They are borrowed. They are not the students. HCSS is not permitting visitors during this time. This includes parents. Meetings will take place virtually. HCSS is still providing services such as counseling, nurse, ELL, and special education. You may contact the counselor at any time if you need any support, and also the nurse is there to help you. If your student experiences technical difficulties, please contact our school. Our IT department is also there to help you. HCSS has no tolerance for bullying. To make it easier during this remote time to inform us of an ongoing issue, we have created an easy to fill out online bullying form along with the PDF form located on our website. If there is an issue, please let us know. This could be an academic issue, social, emotional, or anything you think we should know. If you are having difficulties, please first inform the teacher, then the grade chair. Administration has a remotely open door policy this year. We are here to help you, and our goal is your child's success. Next week, we will be having student orientations. That will be for the grade level. Each grade level here has their time and date, and we'll be sending an email to the students with the Zoom link for each of the grade level student orientations. I'd like to now open it up for questions. Thank you so much for listening to me. The first question I see is, how will meal service be provided to remote students? So students who are remote and not in the building, we'll be providing a list of providers in our sending districts that will have grab and go meals. They've extended that program for all of Massachusetts all the way till December. So we'll be providing the list on our website just like we did during virtual education. Is this information going to be available after the webinar? Yes. We will make this webinar available on our Facebook page and also on our website. Thank you for all your work this summer. Thank you. Are masks required during distance learning? So if you are at home, you do not need to wear a mask. It's only if you're in the building. If you're wearing a mask at home, that might just be, that's your family policy. But no, you don't need to wear a mask if you're not in the building for us. Do you guys use Class Dojo for communication? We don't use Class Dojo. What we do use is Canvas. We're using that. We also have PowerSchool. So if you're a new student, you picked up your computer and parents were given the student's PowerSchool login and directions to create their own PowerSchool account. I definitely recommend still creating the PowerSchool account. It's definitely the easiest way to just see the grades and attendance. Is there a link in your website for Chromebook insurance? Yes, there is. If you go to HCSS East under Parents and Documents, there'll be Chromebook. If you go under Students, I think it's also there. There's also a search feature on our website, and if you type in Chromebook insurance or Chromebook, it should come up. Where is Canvas located on your Chromebook? Also, where do we log into HCSS email? So I'll start with the email. The email you log into through Gmail, but instead of your name and then gmail.com, it's hamdencharter.com. And with the Canvas you'll also log into, but you'll need to get that email first. So if you haven't gotten that email, which I think most people haven't, you'll be getting that tomorrow. And the email will give you your login and the link to log in and have it on your Chromebook. What are the school hours, block hours for remote learning? So the school hours are 7:30 to 2:40, but that's for the building. But for the students in the building, it's going to be 7:40 to 2 o'clock. And the blocks are 72 minutes each, and it starts at 8 o'clock. Third block is the lunch, so we add an extra 20 minutes. This will be available, so this presentation, and it does have it, I think, on slide around 7. How would the classes be with the counselors for getting ready for college? That's a great question. So what we'll be doing is we'll be doing individual and group meetings with our 11th graders and our 12th graders. I'm assuming this is a 12th grader. It's exciting. And we'll be giving you one-on-one and small group instruction. Mr. Lewis and Mr. Duray will be there for you. And just like we had 100% graduation last year, even though the last 3 months students were virtually, we're going to have 100% graduation again this year. I know it. If you want to go to school, how many days? Well, right now, it's not just if you want to. You have to qualify under the vulnerable category. If you feel like your child qualifies for that, please just give me a call. I'm happy to talk to you. So if you feel that way, the maximum is 4 days. We have some students coming 4 days, and we have other students coming 2 days. What do I do for transportation? So if you are a vulnerable student coming to the building, I actually just received the bus schedules for Springfield. I'm waiting for the Chicopee bus schedule. So I'll be sending that out, the Springfield one, either tomorrow or Tuesday. And as soon as I get the Chicopee one, I will be sending that out also. How is gym going to work? So we've thought a lot about gym. So what we're going to be doing for gym is we're going to have gym class. You're going to have gym in your living room or your bedroom, or if you want to take your computer outside, you can definitely do that. The main thing with gym is if you're in the building, you'll be going to a separate room and you won't be able to change your clothes, but we will have gym class. So online remote classes start at 8 a.m. Yes, they do. I know last year it was later. I would say practice getting up early next week. That's my recommendation for students, is practice getting up early and going to bed at a reasonable time. Will you guys make a pre-recorded version of this to send to our email? I thought I was recording this, but I'm not 100% sure I did. I will be sending the slides. I don't know if I'll be able to record it again, but if it is recorded, then I will definitely send that. But if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me, always. My door is open. For incoming 6th graders, how will they receive their login? When you picked up your computer, we gave you your login. If you haven't picked up your computer, which I only think there's 2 students who haven't picked it up, please pick it up. We will give you your login. If you picked up your computer and you didn't see your login, please contact us. We'll be able to give that to you right over the phone. Not a problem. Will the students have their school breaks, winter vacation? Yes. We didn't need to change any of those dates. So our calendar was sent out maybe 2 weeks ago or a week ago, I believe. Our calendar was sent out. but it's also on our website. So our school vacation and our spring breaks have not changed if you were planning on going on a trip. Okay, how will children know when there is a class? Well, they will know this by their schedule. So we'll be emailing out a PDF version of their schedule, and that's how they are going to know. I'm a mom, so what I did, my child's already started remote school. So what I did is I put their schedule right at their desk, and I taped it to the wall so that they would know. We are going to be putting a lot of responsibility on students, and I think that's, if anything, I think that's one thing that our students are going to learn during this time is responsibility. Are there any holidays or off during the first semester? Well, I'm sure there are. I don't have that memorized, but our calendar is on our website. So if you take a look on our website, you can see our calendar and you'll be able to see all the holidays and the days off. You also, on our calendar, it tells you if there's a half day and what time that would be. So we really try to give you as much information on the calendar. Any more information on Canvas? I know you've heard a lot about Canvas and everyone is waiting to get their login for Canvas. Canvas is a system that most colleges use. It is a great online system. I was part of the team that looked into multiple online systems to see which one is the best and which one's going to serve our students the best. And I truly believe Canvas is the answer to that. Canvas is pretty easy for user interface, but besides that, it's because it's what colleges use, and especially the high-level colleges, that's what we want our students to use. The teachers right now are creating their classes on Canvas, and students will receive their Canvas login, I was told, by tomorrow. Are uniforms required for students who are learning from home? No, they are not required. And but what is required is school-appropriate clothes. And what are school-appropriate clothes, you might ask yourself? If you're a student who's been here before, it's dress down, what you would wear to dress down, or what you would feel comfortable wearing to a sit-down restaurant is a good way to put it. It's not pajamas. We're not looking for pajamas. We're looking for school-appropriate clothes that are not going to offend or bother anyone and make the student feel like a student. It's important, especially if they're at home, that they feel like a student. Thanks. Well, thank you. Will Saturday Academy still be available? That's a really good question. We really haven't talked about that. At this point, if we do have, we might have some Saturday Academy, but it will be all virtual. It will be all virtual. So I will look into that. We've been talking about tutoring for after school, and those will be in the evening, but we haven't talked about Saturday Academy. So I will get back to you, and feel free to email me directly at rnelson@Hamden Charter, so I know who to get back to. If the Chromebook isn't working for any reason, can they log onto campus from a parent's laptop temporarily? Yes. So we use Google products, and Canvas is not a Google product, but it's a software, not a hardware. So we can definitely, you can definitely use other computers. It isn't going to be easy to do everything though, because our Chromebooks have everything you really need to do all of the different programs, and it's easier to get to, but temporarily that's not a problem. But if you have insurance and you're having issues with your Chromebook and you send your Chromebook to the insurance company, we're happy to give you a loan or Chromebook during that time. So just so you know that. Do students wear, sorry, I lost that one. Do students wear uniform tops? They do not have to wear uniform tops if they're from home, if they're at home. So no, they don't have to. What materials do we need to buy for our child? We did send out a list. It's not very long. We're not asking parents to buy very many things this quarter, this year. So we have a supply list. It's on our website, and we did email it out. I think I emailed it out about 2 weeks ago, but it's on our website. Where can you find approved attire for distance learning? So approved attire would just mean regular clothes. So if you're, I would say a shirt and pants, that is a regular attire, not something that's so low cut or that, no tank tops, I would say. That's it. We're not going to be, as long as it's not distracting anyone, it's fine, is what I would say. But it really can't distract anyone. How do you decide students who are vulnerable? So students who are vulnerable are mostly special education and English language learners, and that's how it is defined by the state of Massachusetts. And then we also looked at students who were really struggling, like really, really struggling in virtual school last year. So those students who were struggling to the point that we were very worried about them and they really didn't do very much, if almost nothing, and maybe they are repeating the grade or they had to take multiple summer courses just to be eligible for the next grade. Those students we're considering vulnerable right now. If you think your child is among those students, feel free to contact me. We don't want to miss a vulnerable student either. If we are doing remote learning, then can we still go to the school to talk with the counselor for college stuff? Right now, we want to do the meetings. We really don't want visitors. We really want to do the meetings virtually. But if there is a special need, then maybe we can make a special case. But at this point, we're really trying not to have visitors. But if there's a special need, we'll definitely, we promise you're going to apply to college. You're going to have to come over to your house myself. And I don't mind doing that. But you're going to college, you're going to finish, we're going to help you do it. I think we'll be able to do it virtually. My daughter is a new student and hasn't received a new Chromebook yet. They gave us an old Chromebook. Yes. So right now there is a backlog of Chromebooks. So we ordered our Chromebooks for our new students in May, I believe, but we still haven't received them all. So the Chromebook that you have received is an older Chromebook. We're going to ask you not to buy insurance. You will get a new Chromebook. The date that we're supposed to get these new Chromebooks is after school starts. So you're going to keep using this Chromebook. You don't buy insurance on it. And then when we give you the new Chromebook, that's when you're going to buy the insurance. The old one will work fine. It's not that old, but we do want to give our new students new Chromebooks. So as soon as we get them in, we will be handing them out to you and we will be informing you to come in for that. Do you anticipate the kids will get restless, distracted? I wonder if there are different ways to keep them engaged. Yes, we do anticipate this, and that's why we have created our lessons and our lesson plans in a specific way. Before we had 84-minute blocks. So 84 minutes, students get distracted, and we have a model of learning which really helps this. That's why it's important for students when they're on the Zoom to have their camera on so we can ask them questions. It's going to be very interactive. We're going to be using a lot of technology. They're going to have to answer lots of questions, both verbally and in writing, and using all different types of software to really make it much more engaging. If we do, who do we contact if we don't get the Canvas link by tomorrow? I would say if you don't get the Canvas link by tomorrow, you should contact the school. Contact the school. And Tuesday morning. So contact the school Tuesday morning, and I will tell the central office that they have to answer those phone calls because they promised me that you would have your Canvas link. Can this webinar be archived or saved? I will definitely do that. I will do that. If I go to school, is it hybrid? It's not the same as hybrid. So students who are going to school, the vulnerable students who are going to school, those students, it's not hybrid because the teachers actually aren't going to be in the classroom. So it's more of like the study hall. It's remote in the building. So remote with a little bit more support. use of personal computers. So if you're using if you bought your own Chromebook, that's fine, but please let us know so we can install everything that needs to be installed. If you're using anything but that, it's going to be very challenging. You won't be able to get to everything. So if you buy your own Chromebook and it's the specifications that's on our website, you're good. But if not, then it's not gonna, you won't be able to do everything. It will be harder for you. So I don't recommend that. Will we be able to review what you had on the PowerPoint in a PDF form? Yes, you will definitely be able to do that. Yes, I will have that available. I'll email it out, and I will also put it on our Facebook page. Will it be study hall during in-person school? No, there will not be study hall during in-person school. Is there a limit to the number of students? Yes, because we only have a limited number of teachers who are available for this. So yes, there are a limited number of students. Do you know how many students are currently approved to attend in person at this time? So right now we are at about 40 students, but they're not all coming 4 days a week. Are there going to be an online clubs for students to engage socially? Yes, we will have online clubs. Last year we had around 15 online clubs, even just for the 3 months we were virtual. So I'm expecting, and I will be promoting, that teachers have clubs. The clubs are fun, and we would definitely want to continue with the socializing. Are vulnerable students starting next week for their schedule in school, or are they starting in November? No, vulnerable students start the same day as everyone else. They'll be starting September 14th. What is going to happen with school sports? That is such a good question, and that's why I sent out a survey. So we really would love to have fall MIAA sports, but it's only going to be possible to do this if students are able to get rides to the meets and to the practices, and if they fill out the survey that says that this is a possibility for them. If we get enough students, we will have fall sports. It does look like the schools around us are going to have fall sports, and I want to have fall sports. I think it's the good thing about most of the fall sports is that they are easily socially distanced, like cross country. That's a fall sport. And so I think that would be a great fall sport to have. There's also soccer, which isn't as easy, but it's a big field. So it's a possibility. So let me know if you are interested by filling out the form. Oh, I am recording this. I'm so glad. This is my first webinar version, so I wasn't sure if I was doing it. Do remote students need uniforms? No. Will remote students be able to change for gym? Well, they'll be at home, so they can definitely change for gym. They'll have to do it quickly. They'll have 5 minutes to do it, but they can definitely do that. Did I discuss fall sports? I think I just did. So I think we're good there. What if your child is unable to attend orientation virtually of a course during their grades allotted time? Well, you know what? If they're not able to come to that, they're more than welcome to email their grade chair. In that, I will put the grade chair emails are on this webinar, but I'll also put it in the link that I'm going to send the students so that they have that. Where can my daughter find Canvas on her laptop? It's going to start through an email. So with that email is how she'll access her Canvas. How will be updated on what is happening with the PSATs? We will still have the PSATs this year. So Mr. Duray, he will be updating the students who are taking the PSATs. Will there be assistance offered to help prepare for it? So our teachers embed the PSAT assistance into their classes, especially our English and math teachers. So I know this parent, and so I'm going to tell you that your child, their teachers have embedded for the last 2 years PSAT and SAT practice. That doesn't mean that there can't be more practice. But if you are interested in more practice, Mr. Duray can help you with that. So feel free to contact Mr. Duray. Who do we schedule for buses? So if your student is coming to the school, we are going to send out the bus. Like I said, today I got the Springfield bus list, so I'll be sending that out hopefully tomorrow, if not Tuesday at the latest. I don't have the Chicopee bus list yet, so just wait for us to send it out to you, but we're going to do that right away. Will students get trained on Canvas before school begins? Yes. So with that email, there'll be a training session for your student to take on Canvas. We want every student to log in and to take that training session. Will there be quarterfinals? Oh, that is a good question. You know what? Not really. There's going to be many more tests embedded into the whole quarter. But the actual quarterfinals that we've had in the past, no, we're not going to do those this year because it's not really feasible to have such a big test like that the way we do it. How will bathroom breaks work with remote learning? So if a student needs to take a break, and they can just raise their hand and let the teacher know. Just like normal, let the teacher know. When will clubs like robotics start up? So usually all clubs start up between 3 weeks and 4 weeks after the school starts. So it will be about the same. Usually robotics starts up a little bit earlier, but I don't know if it will this year. I don't know if it will. Can we go to school the whole week? No, we can't go to school the whole week. Wednesday is our cleaning day, and the cleaning that we're doing is intense cleaning. So we're doing I'm blanking on the word right now, but we're doing cleaning that kills all germs and viruses on Wednesday. So there's no way for students to come into the building on Wednesdays. Do you have an idea when we will receive the new laptops? So the last I heard, they were supposed to come in at the end of September. But fingers crossed, they're going to come in earlier because they usually do. So I'm hoping that they do. When can we buy uniforms? You can buy uniforms at any time. There is a link on our website to the uniform company, and you can buy uniforms at any time. Please ban political-related attire. Well, what I always say is that we are not political, so, but I hear you. In the building, we have our uniform. Even our teachers and myself, we have a uniform, so we don't wear political attire. For students at home, it's a little bit harder for us to ban that. How do you access the library e-card? Okay, so if you go to your local library online, you should be able, there should be a button that says e-card. I just got one for my library. It was on their homepage that said e-card. So I would go, if you live in Springfield, I would just type in Springfield Public Library. If you don't see it, I would just call the library. Already bought insurance on old Chromebook. We are new to, okay, if you did that, I think it will be okay. I want you to call our school tomorrow and we'll see what we can do, and we're not gonna have you buy insurance again. So we understand that. It's easy to make, to do that. So please call our school tomorrow and talk to either Mr. Angetti or Mr. Yagan. They are our IT specialists, and they're really great. When will be busing information? So busing information, again, like I said, I just got this afternoon the Springfield busing information, so I'll be sending that out tomorrow. And I don't have the Chicopee busing information yet, so for Chicopee, I'm waiting for that. The classroom style new approach to use different techniques for engagement, what you explained in that question sound. So some of the techniques that we're going to be using, just so you know, one of the things that we use is called Nearpod, and so it's really interactive presentations, and so we'll be doing that. We'll have students be doing their work on paper still, and then use their camera to take a picture of it so that that we can see it. we're going to be using kind of all features of our Chromebook, features that we normally wouldn't use. What should students do if they begin to get symptoms from being on screen for so long? So there are filters, and I know you know that also. I would say that this is an issue that might come up. I know being on a screen for a long time can be difficult. So there are special glasses, I know, and my suggestion would be let us know, and then we can see what we can do to help you. Okay, students who have IEPs who are fully remote will still get services. The special education teachers will be available after school and have tutoring hours. Our speech pathologist, counselor, OT, they're still going to do services. They'll just be after school, mostly after school. Yes, there is going to be remote tutoring. And is it going to be a limited amount of students? I think that will depend on the teacher. That will depend on the teacher. But teachers will have after school and remote tutoring, and all the tutoring is remote. Will sixth grade students be able to participate in fall sports? So in our rules, we usually do not allow sixth grade students to participate in MIAA fall sports or any sports. We find that with sixth graders, it can be very challenging. There's been a couple of sports that we've lifted that. I think wrestling has lifted that in past years because it's a sport that really encourages academic rigor, and they really help their students. But for sixth graders, we normally do not have MIAA sports. It usually starts in seventh grade. So the upcoming meeting for sixth grade, I'll be sending that out tomorrow. When is Zoom meet? Sorry again, for sixth grade. I'll be sending that out tomorrow. Is there any intention to have new students meet old students per grade level? So for sixth graders to meet seventh graders who were sixth graders last year, it's a really good idea. We didn't have any intention for that for this year. But I would say that at the sixth grade orientation, you will get a more robust orientation. So I think that should cover that. How is the lunch period going to work with remote learning? Okay, so the lunch period is pretty short. I do understand that it's about 20 minutes. So students will have a break during that time. So that will be a break time. They can eat lunch, they can relax, they'll have a break during that time. Will finals still occur? So I said, no, there won't be finals, but there will be many more tests. So you did not receive the student supply list email. So if you did not, it is on our website. It's, I think, on the East page, front page, there is supply list. Can students change their schedules? Yes, they usually only have the first week of school to do that. And that's for high school. Middle school students cannot change their schedule. Did you say that the info on the location that we'll have grab and go lunches will be? Yes, we will have that on our website. We will put the grab and go lunches in all of our sending district communities and all the places for people to do the grab and go breakfast and the grab and go lunches will be there. If your returning student has a Chromebook from last year, they should purchase the insurance for that. Is that correct? Yes. So the insurance lasts 1 year. So buy the insurance, $35. The insurance covers even the shipping. So usually that's like $7 for shipping, at least for the heavy Chromebooks. So please buy the insurance. My daughter will be beginning her senior year and has had the same Chromebook from day one. Will she be able to get a new one? That's a really good question. So if day one is ninth grade, the answer is going to be no. If day one was sixth grade, I don't even know if we had Chromebooks back then, then the answer, then I would say give us a call. If the day one is ninth grade, that's normal. We have our students keep their Chromebooks between 4 and 6 years. And that's why at the end of 12th grade, we will sell them the Chromebooks for very little. But if If it's 6th grade, give us a call. If it was 9th grade, then no. How do we find out the specific days our kids come to school? We emailed you that information today. So we sent that information today. We're also going to mail you, but we emailed it to you today. So it should be in your email box. If it's not, feel free to give us a call tomorrow morning and we'll let you know. If a child opted for remote only learning, but would like to change the hybrid learning before the start date, is that possible? They would have to be a vulnerable student. So if they are a vulnerable student and they qualify with under vulnerable students, then that is a possibility. Give us a call tomorrow. My daughter is a freshman in high school. She is a new student at the school. She does not know anyone at the school. Is there any plans to have new students in high school meet students who have already been in school? Yes, and that is that orientation, that 9th grade orientation. We always have a good amount of new 9th graders. The years that we usually have new students are 6th grade and 9th grade. In fact, this year we haven't accepted any new 8th graders and maybe one new 7th grader. So yes, at that orientation, she will meet other students, and that's part of the reason for the orientation. What time will the students be breaking for lunch? How long will the lunch break be? It's only 20 minutes. It depends on the grade level. It is in this presentation, and I will be posting this presentation. Can after-school help be used to help students who need to make up elective credits to meet graduation requirements? We can definitely do that, especially help with, we want you to make up those graduation requirements. We don't want you to wait to the last minute. So yes, we can definitely do that. It might not be with your teachers, though. It might be with someone else. What happens with ASR and discipline points? Well, for students who are in the building, if there is a discipline issue, we won't have a real ASR room. They'll go directly to Mr. Borelli. And if they can turn around quickly, we'll put them back in the room, but they'll need to turn around. If not, we'll call parents to pick them up. This year, we're not able to tolerate students who are acting out in for a long period of time. So there'll be warnings. If you're sent to Mr. Borelli, you'll have time to cool down. But after that, if you're not cooled down, you'll have to go home. My daughter is going into grade 6. We have never done a 504 plan for her, as her school and other staff have always supported her and figured out what works for her. But as parents, we are not sure if complete remote learning might be beneficial for her. So now we might have. So if you're interested in a 504, what I would say is that it's the counselors who run our 504 program. The counselor for 6th grade is Ms. Quill, and feel free to give her a call. You can call the school even tomorrow, and they'll send her a message. Thank you. When is the best time to get the Chromebook? Okay, the best time to get the Chromebook is right away. So I want you to call the school tomorrow and set up a time with IT to get that Chromebook. Do we have online tutoring? Yes, we have online tutoring. And so we'll be sending out the information for the times for the teachers when their online tutoring is. They haven't picked their times. Their times will be after the 2:40 time, especially to give students who are in the building time to get home. I think that's all of our questions. I want to thank you so much for participating and coming to our webinar. I know we've had a lot of webinars this summer, and I want to thank you. And if you have any other questions, feel free to email me directly or Mr. Dre or Mr. Borelli. We are here for you, and we are really excited for the 2020-21 school year. I can say it will be a year like no other, but I think it's going to be a great year, and we're ready. We're definitely ready. Thank you, and have a nice evening.